Hey guys, welcome to tonight's Celebrity Big Brother chat.
It's episode 11.
And it's a big one.
More.
This is a big one.
It's the big one. We got the big one.
Finally, the 2 hours were like kind of worth it. This double eviction was super fun. I had a good time. Did you?
It was alright.
Alright, well last time, Brandy and Ari were nominated.
Yeah.
By Mr. Interview with a Vampire.
I like
Mark
to call
McGrath.
him Sonic. Alright, Brandy's the target. But she thinks it's all James is doing. She doesn't think Mark McGrath can think for himself.
I think Mark also wanted Brandy out. It was not just James.
Well, she's also pissed at Ross because they had a final two deal and part of the deal was...
He was supposed to warn her
Yeah.
if he ever heard that she was going up in the block, and she would do the same. And it's pretty obvious that Ross knew that she was going up because she knows he's got these side deals going on with Mark and James. So she's like, what the frig? Why did he not tell me?
Well, James told Ari she doesn't have to do GD thing.
Yeah, he's like,
She's
you're
perfect.
safe. Up against Brandy, you're staying. Up against Omarosa, who would be the replacement nominee, you're safe. So just like, relax, girl. Have a good time.
Oh, okay. Alright, so right away we get started with Omarosa story time.
Can't waste any time here. Gotta get right into it.
They never tell my full story. They never talk about all of my credentials.
I think she does have a lot of credentials,
she does.
and there is a reason why she was hired for that job in the White House. It's not just because she was on The Apprentice.
How did she become director of communications? How did you become director of communications?
Well, she said she majored in communications, she mastered in it, she did some doctoral studies.
Isn't that easy to go through? Says Brandy.
Excuse me, Brandy, I'm not gonna get into it, but you're wrong. Also,
But Mark McGrath, his major was communications, and it was really easy.
there are different levels of communications degrees. Also, I do not appreciate them saying that reporters and stuff are like crappy today because
Okay.
I'm just not gonna get into it, but like if you're not familiar with that environment of a newsroom and how much pressure is on you, you don't even know. Okay, so anyway.
You know what I got to say? Clip.
Yeah, clip.
All right, so it's time for the POV, and everyone is playing except Ross. And
We're down to 7 people, so only one person is sitting out.
Well, Ross is pretty happy about not playing because...
Did you see that freaking food spread in the HOH room?
That was nice.
What was that, Subway?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, eat fresh, baby, eat fresh.
Yeah.
I'll take those delicious salads. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway.
He was happy about not playing because he's in the middle of 2 alliances.
Yeah.
He didn't want to have to make a decision.
He doesn't want to make a decision at this point in the game.
All right.
But we'll get to the POV in a little bit.
Julie checks in with the celebs.
She's like, we have a lot going on tonight, so we can't waste any time. But let's check in with the house guests and waste some time.
Kids, it's a double.
Ah! I mean, they
Everybody's
had
like-
to know it was coming, right?
Okay.
There's only 2 days left in the season after this.
But first, let's talk about how Brandy almost caught on fire at the fire pit because she's so liquored up.
Flammable?
Yeah.
No, she did cause a little bit of drama this week. It wasn't like that crazy. It wasn't Housewives level.
Julie didn't care about a damn thing except when Brandy said, I dare you to say something bad about Julie.
That was one of my favorite moments of the season, and everybody's just like,
Apparently it was
nope,
Julie's,
they get
too.
up and they get out of there.
Yeah.
But that really kicked things off
We
here.
were watching that and I was so ready for them to say, cut the feeds, cut the feeds.
No one talks about Miss Chen that way.
All
Okay,
right.
so anyway.
So Brandy starts picking on James.
She's
saying,
like, if I was, you know, picking the nominees this week, I would want James and Omarosa up on the block. And James is sitting right there, and he's just like,
this is James.
yeah, we gotta get James.
This is James.
Yeah.
All right. She says she's kind, though. I mean, he called her out. He was like, you know what?
Well,
you're rude. You're...
Because she said, oh, I saved you 2 times. And he's like, well, you could have saved me from a lot of, like, social things here. Being a jerk to me. And she's like, I've been kind. What?
She's deluded. he tells her about herself, and it was everything. I was living for... I'm not the tiniest bit of James fan, but I thought he was very classy, and he was very concise, and...
Yeah, but then the retells after that, like, oh my god, we get it. We saw it, and we get it. Stop it.
It's like last season on Big Brother where something would happen and Paul would have to retell it at least 12 times.
Any season of Big Brother. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so James was telling Mark and Marissa all about what happened, and Marissa's just there brushing her teeth. But
she was
like,
doing
oh,
more
100%.
than brushing her teeth.
Like, she was
definitely playing along with the guys.
Yeah, so he was just saying, like, how he finally stood up to Brandy and he can't take it anymore.
Because she's freaking rude. She is.
She's... Still, this drama is, like, here. The Beverly Hills drama is up here.
When they saw her come into the house, they were probably as happy to find the fart in a spacesuit.
Alright, well, anyway, Brandy overheard what they were talking about in the bathroom, and she goes over to Marissa and she's just like, I heard all that, and you didn't defend me. And Marissa's like, stop yelling at me! No one yells at me!
I literally nodded my head. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, I don't know, like, what you're talking about, but, like, I was just brushing my teeth, and, like, no one yells at me, and you yelled at me.
She totally ramped that up to turn the house against Brandy.
I mean, the house was already against Brandy. It wasn't very difficult.
No.
But this really kind of sealed the deal here. They were like, we can't deal with this behavior anymore. We've spent this whole season just trying to keep Brandy safe. We can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Even Ari's just like, ugh, she needs to stop.
She gotta go.
Yeah. So then it was time for the Power Veto competition.
This is the face morph competition.
Love it.
One of my favorites.
One of my faves too.
They compete one at a time, and then when they're done, I always like these ones when they get to watch. They go up to the HOH room with Ross because he wasn't playing. The Subway buffet. At least it wasn't a slut buffet. All right. Yeah.
So basically, the theme for this competition, they're making these, like, Big Brother action figures.
From the rejects of the show.
Right. So there's 4 different action figures.
But they got effed up, just like this season.
2 of them quit. No. And each action figure is made up of 3 different house guests' facial features. Right. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth.
Okay. So there's only 4 that they have to solve. This is so lame.
Well, it's Celebrity Jeopardy. What do you want?
It's like, state your name.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Omarosa was the first one up.
She threw it, but she threw it so badly that she spent 25 minutes on the first one.
Okay, I think you lost. You can just stop now.
It took her 38 minutes to finish the 4 because she went first. So you have to go till you finish it.
The sad thing is, I don't really remember anyone being like, I think Omarosa threw it. Like, they actually think she did that badly.
So
that's pretty sad.
Omarosa takes this time to have a little chat with Ross, saying that she wants to be in a final 2 with him.
I mean, she's probably thinking, hey, I keep hearing you've got final 2s with everyone, but you don't have one with me. What the hell? So she tries to get in on that. Ross is not really biting.
Alright, so Ari was next, and she freaking busted through this competition in 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
She's a competitor.
She really is. She is the most underestimated house guest.
Well, I mean, now people are like, oh crap, I don't know if I can beat her, but she is turning it up when she needs to, so good for her.
Well, Mark and Brandy, they gave Omarosa a little competition. They couldn't make it through the first one by the time the time had run out.
Ari's time is set as the leading time, so if you go over that, you're done. You don't get to finish it.
You know, I never liked that because I always thought that was added pressure.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like if it was individually timed and then they just, you know what, let you do your worst.
Sometimes these competitions take so long that if they didn't do that, it would go on forever.
But I'm saying they shouldn't let you see the time.
It's also more exciting this way, though, I feel like, because, you know.
It's not fair, though.
It's a different format. I enjoy it every once in a while.
I agree, but I don't think it's fair.
Well, like, if you really don't like it, then don't look at the time when you go outside and just do it.
Yeah.
You could do that.
That's true. So Ari wins the veto.
Yeah.
Because nobody can even come close to beating her.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close.
Not even James, Mr. Competition Beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good job to her. So obviously she's going to take herself off of the block. Now, originally, Mark was talking about Omarosa being the replacement nominee if the veto is
too risky.
Yeah, now he's talking to James and he's like, I'm putting up Marissa. That's it. It's done. No questions.
Gotta
Brandy
guarantee
needs
that
to go.
Brandy's gonna go.
Yeah.
So Ari, of course, uses the veto on herself. An Interview with the Vampire does put up Marissa.
Would he be Lestat?
No.
He would be the Brad Pitt one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh no, I'm up on the block.
Yeah, so Mark puts up Marissa, and she's freaking out a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Because you
All
never
right.
know what Brandy's going to say, especially when the wine's flowing.
Well, they showed none of it, so let's go right to
We
the
got other
eviction.
things to get to. We need more Omarosa White House stories.
They definitely alluded to it, but they didn't show anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's time for the pleadings.
All right.
Marissa, of course, said, I'm Zev Miller's mommy.
Woo, Zebby!
Zevy, mommy's coming home soon.
Yeah, she
With
also
some money, hopefully.
was also talking about being a cancer survivor. I thought that it was great. She was giving
That was
encouragement
very
to other
inspiring that she said, look,
people.
I did it. You guys can too. That's cool. I'm not going to take that away from her.
Yeah, that was great.
Brandy said, I love a lot of you, not all of you.
Not James.
Yeah, that's what she should have said. She hopes that Ari wins.
And you know who was in attendance for this?
Who?
The butternut squash. The infamous butternut squash.
The butternut squash man.
Well, Brandy wanted to extend an olive butternut squash branch to Omarosa. She gave it to Lady O, and she was like, I hope everybody sees like what a nice person you are in real life.
Didn't she try and have sex with that?
I don't want to talk about it.
I
I'm
would have
scarred.
been like, if you put that thing near me, I am going to put it in you sideways.
Woo! Okay, anyway, so it was time for the vote.
Mm-hmm.
And by a vote of 3-1, Brandy was evicted.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
All right, so Julie is hanging out with Brandy.
I really enjoyed this interview.
It was good.
It was a little bit of a longer one because they had the time for it, and I thought it was fun.
She's sad that Ross betrayed her.
Yeah, because she actually knew Ross going into this game, so they already had that connection. And
He likes Marissa better.
oops.
We had a final 2 deal, but she's not going to let it affect her friendship because he promised to buy her alcohol for the rest of her life. For happy hour.
Damn!
Bet he won't stick to that either.
Yeah, we'll see if he actually sticks to that.
Then Julie wanted to know, what do you hate about James? Let's have a James hate party.
Woof. He's arrogant, he's annoying, blah, blah, blah. And then they
Yeah.
talk about how Brandy's mouth got her in trouble.
Yeah, how about that?
I liked her whole, like, I'm 45 years old. If I haven't changed this thing about me yet, it wasn't
not
going to
gonna
happen
change.
here. Yeah.
She also said that she thought that Big Brother was more cutthroat than the Beverly Hills Housewives.
I was a little surprised by that because I thought she would have said Housewives, but at the same time, she made a good point. You're living with these people 24/7. So that bond that you form with them is unreal. So when you get betrayed by somebody in the house, it is like
You know what
bad.
though? She was the one doing all the betraying on the Housewives, so
I'm
she
just
was the
saying.
troublemaker.
I'm just saying it's like next level.
When she asked if she...
Let's not get into it.
All right. Then Julie, sassy, sweet Julie
This
comes
was like
out.
one of my favorite parts of the whole episode.
Julie said, I dare you to say something bad about me. And it was like Brandy didn't even remember that happened. And then she was like,
Well, because she was
Didn't
drunk
that
when that happened. She's like, oh, I remember
that seems so familiar.
That was so great.
Oh my God. Julie, you sassy little vixen.
That was great.
All right, so it's time for the HOH comp. We got to keep this show moving now because we spent a whole hour on the first eviction.
Yeah, okay, so this one, it was true or false questions based on photos that they were shown on the memory wall.
That's why they shut down the feeds early today.
I guess, but like usually we get to see stuff like that.
No, we didn't. So it's BB auction.
Yeah, so these were all like works of art, one for each house guest.
True or false answers. And it really came down to James versus Omarosa.
Yeah, it went all the way to a tiebreaker, and it was like...
And Omarosa pulled it out. She got that major in communications win.
Yeah,
very
yay,
observant.
communications. Yeah, so she won, but like it was so intense because they were both going after each other if they had won each HOH. So it was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
Omarosa pulled out the win.
And she put up Ross and Marissa.
Finally, somebody freaking...
Thank you. And I thought, all right, here we go. We're finally going to break up this duo. Finally. They're the last duo in the house.
They're not the last duo. Mark and James are also a duo.
All right.
But they're a big deal. Like, and nobody went after them. So, like, this is...
They're BFD.
Yeah.
The last time was Marissa's only time on the block.
Yes.
So.
I mean, Ross and Brandy were up together at one point, but it's just like, this is different because it's Ross and Marissa together. So it's like, what? But she had the guts to do it. Everybody's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then it was time for the power veto competition.
Which was completely confusing.
Yeah, a little bit. It was also
6
art
paintings.
themed.
Yeah. They really they must have paid some artists to...
It was like pop art, which is fun. Big Brother themed pop art.
Apparently there were other paintings in the house that were like the sisters of these paintings.
Right.
And you had it was a total back of the People magazine where you had
to spot the differences.
Yeah, you had to spot the difference.
Yeah.
So you had to go around and see which one
was different from the one on the board that had all of them.
Then you had to run back outside and pick out a number and lock in your choice.
All right. So Ross was the first one. He got it right.
Yep. So he won.
Ross was able to save himself with the power of veto.
Quickly, now, we must have the veto meeting. Ross obviously is going to use the veto on himself.
Yeah.
And we're all wondering who the hell is Omarosa going to put
Well,
up.
I had a feeling it was not going to be Ari because they've gotten close the last 2 days. And I feel like Omarosa is definitely going to work with her now that Brandy's gone.
I really thought she would have wanted to have gotten rid of Marissa. Because everybody's like, oh, Marissa.
But who would she have put up to do that?
I would have put up Ari.
But then what if they just voted out Ari?
I don't think they would have.
Because she knows that Ross, Marissa, and Mark are working together. So they would have just like...
Yeah.
You know?
Well, then she should have put up Mark.
I don't know. I think it was a good move for her to put up James because he is such a huge threat in this game. And she really has been talking a lot the last few days about making power moves so that she has a resume to present if she makes it to the final 2. So I think that this was a brilliant move on her part.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's a win-win either way.
Well,
if you get rid of Marissa, you break up the pair. If you get rid of James, you break up a pair and you get rid of a huge comp threat.
All right, so it's time for the pleadings. James says, if you go to the end with Marissa, she'll win, so keep me. Because we can make deals.
I don't understand why everybody is saying that Marissa's going to beat everyone in the final 2. I don't... Is it just because the jury's going to be bitter? Because, like, what has she really done that wasn't, like, Ross's...
Nothing.
Decision, you know? I feel like...
She's done a lot of talking.
I feel like she's done a lot of coattail riding, honestly.
Yes.
But anyway.
Marissa says, you'll never get to the final 2 with James. You might, you might not win against me, but you'll never get here unless you get rid of him.
Keep me and get second place.
Exactly. He's too much of a comp piece, she said. That's not true because he didn't win the last one.
Well, he's been throwing a lot of comps.
Well, he didn't throw that one.
How are they to know that?
It's time for the vote.
Okay.
And James is evicted.
I wasn't sure which way this was going to go. I was not sure because there was a second where I thought, whoa, maybe Ross is going to turn on Marissa.
Now would be the time to turn.
I mean, the double eviction, it's quick. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. But no, he decided to get rid of James. Do you think that was the better move for him? No.
No.
All right.
All right, so James is hanging out with Julie, and Julie says, yes, you are a comp piece. They are correct. You should have honored that deal with Omarosa, don't you think? Maybe you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah, I thought he handled his eviction really well, though. He wasn't, like, mean about it or anything.
No, I think he was in shock. He didn't like Brandy, obviously.
No, I really surprised that he was surprised that he was evicted though, because why would Omarosa not take him out? He is targeting her. Why would she not target him back?
I guess he was surprised also that Ross voted for Marissa. He thought he had an honest shot. He's very trusting.
Yeah, he is very trusting.
He's very naive.
Yeah. Then they were talking about the rivalry with Brandy.
He didn't like her.
But he was like, I think she's got a third grade crush on me. Whoa!
I think that might be true.
You think that's true?
I think that's true.
I don't know.
I have a crush on every boy.
I'm gonna be mean to this person because I like them.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't date her, not even if he was 100 proof.
Not in a house, not with a mouse. Not...
He thinks Ross is gonna win. He's playing a great game. And he's pretty happy that at least he beat Brandy.
I'm sure Brandy's having a laugh right now, too, about him going out behind her.
All right, so Julie
was like, shut up. Shut your mouths. Here's what's happening for the finale. Okay, shut up.
She would have been better if she had like a whiteboard or something, because this was very difficult to understand.
I didn't think it was that bad.
The final 5 are going to make it to the finale night.
Right. They have one more normal eviction with HOH, nominations, POV.
Which sounds like it's not happening until Sunday.
Well, the vote is happening on Sunday.
Right.
The other stuff leading up to it will already be done.
Right.
So then, when they get to the final 4, they're going to have one last competition.
Live.
Right. That winner, that last HOH...
picks who they want to take.
What? So they're just like evicting 2 people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of like don't like it.
I think I like it.
I don't think I like it.
I like it.
I think I like the traditional.
It's too drawn out.
Well, I mean, they don't have time for it here, but that's crazy.
Let us know what you think in the comments, guys. Do you like the I call it like sudden death eviction, where you just take one person and then I guess they're gonna have the jury ask questions, or maybe not. Maybe they'll just be like, we don't have time for this. I'm sure they'll have
questions.
Who do you think is gonna manage the jury?
I don't know.
Or anyone?
I don't know.
Maybe no one.
We'll see.
Maybe Julie will.
No. All right.
You're right.
Let us know what you guys thought in the comments, and until tomorrow,
much love.